Righto, so we're joined. Conjoined twins. Took just a little bit of wrangling, so I came prepared. Put the wire strainers. Part of the issue is on those bolts, the thread that pokes out the end. Depending on where you happen to be sitting, it stops the purlin from comfortably sitting in there, and it sort of grabs and it'll lock depending on which end and which side. These two ones here, of course the bolts are on the opposite side, so as in one had a thread on one end and the other had a flat face, so they were both equally as painful. So consequently, because it's hard to get them to, you've sort of got to roll them in and bash them down a little bit depending on where they are. It can be hard to get them to move once you've done the other end, so I couldn't even pull it with the podger bar. Well, you could pull it a little bit, but not enough. So I just, whereas the hole for the purlin was probably sitting somewhere about there, so we're only about a hole out anyway. So anyway, it's all pulled up, so it's all joined together now, and now I can just finish off these two bays. I've put the purlin bracing in the end bay, and I've also got the 4 stays back to the clear span in on the end bay. I did them this morning whilst I was waiting for it to lighten up enough, and well, it wasn't super cold, but anyway. Righto, door tracking. These are the last 2 sections. 46 foot, just over 14 metres, 14.02 metres or something. Not welding them together, as in that one welded to that one, since it's double doors. Bolting them together, so as a consequence I've had to make spaces to put between the beams every 2 metres. The only place I am welding is on this outer beam. It needs a bit of 2-inch, which I will weld to the back of those, which they bolt up to the front of those when you put the bolts through the beam, which I'll show you later. And the bit of 2-inch that will run across there, that's to screw the tin to, because it will have tin from the top purlin, fascia purlin, down covering the clear span truss, and it will cover this tracking, and for argument's sake that's the top of the shed. It might, the tin might come down to here somewhere because it has to cover the beam trolleys to cover the top of the doors. So you still need something there to screw the tin to, so it's just a bit of 2mm 50-50. So currently, now what did we do? For those ones, all the plates were cut to the same length, and I just made that up which you'd slip over the end of the plate on each end so that you could punch it to get the holes all uniform. That way they're all exactly the same. So all these plates, what is there? It was 18 per section, so 72 of those or something. That had to cut, mark and hole saw. Made that one up, which is a double-sided one. The reason being, this slipped over the end of those ones that way, so you could mark those holes. They're a pain to drill because they're double thickness. The reason being, I've already punched these ones because that's what the other side of it's for. That one slides up there, so I could punch them, and that one went the other way. Like such. The reason being, that will bolt up to here, because that will be the centre underneath the extended bit of column. This bit will bolt to here and we'll weld around there on the top of the column, and that bit there will be obviously the flange off the bottom of the column. So that's what that one's for. And then for the art of repeatability, those spaces are going every 2 metres. So to get those ones correct, for the sake of repeatability, I made this one up so I've got the correct distance, with a little nick on the front. So every 2 metres you know exactly where you are, and then it's just a matter of punching those little texture marks so you know what you're doing, or you know where to come back to drill, and then just drilling all of them with the mag drill. So then I'll just flip this one over because it was already laying down, and drill the top 4 holes, and then put those in, bolt those to the front, sit the blocks of wood under it to sit the 2-inch on, and clamp the 2-inch on, and then weld it all up. The only bits where that bolted up stuff is getting welded is the 2 little outer spaces which sort of go either end. And similarly, those plates will join each section to another section. Possibly just need to weld a little piece in between to have those spaced correctly two before I put them all or when I go to put them all together.
More like a D because it's flanked by a vowel sound with the voice, so you're voicing that too. Sometimes it's dropped altogether.
So last two sections, get these knocked out, and I can paint these, and then I can, well, might have to make a bit of an adapter to go on top of the man basket to carry them without any sagging, and then I can get up and bolt them up and weld them, tracking and everything on, and just weld the little bits that go between them where the turnbuckles will bolt up to, or weld to, and then I can set about levelling it out, and that will be that, hopefully. Well, put the wall purlins up the other day, apart from one missing bay, 5 short for some reason, and we've just stuck up the second pack of iron on the wall, so 1 pack to go. It's 50 sheets, and we've got 24 left. These certainly have not been the most easy thing. In fact, it was a physical impossibility to do these on your own. Just could not be done. Simply because the flashing that goes under the guttering, the iron has to slide under that, and it is a pretty tight fit. So I physically could not be in 2 places at the same time to slide and lift the sheets at ground level and be up there and guide it in. There you can just see it under that flashing. So yes, 50 sheets done. I've just got to go back and double screw, not double screw, but only screwed every second rib while we're putting them up, and I'll just go back and finish them off probably a little bit later on when it's not quite as warm. See what happens. But anyway, that's 2 days effort. We'll knock the other bit over tomorrow. These ends won't be as bad because they don't have to sit under anything, so I can, providing the wind's blowing the right direction, I can sort of almost kind of nearly tackle that on my own, possibly. We'll see how we go. Like I said, it'll depend which way the wind's blowing. But anyway, still got the door tracking to put up as well. Going to go and start bolting that together shortly, and we'll see how we go from there. Well, we had to fight the wind to get that done. I managed to get the first 20 foot done this morning on my own, which was a bit challenging, but there wasn't really any wind then, so that sort of helped. The entire back wall is done. So what we were doing after when Shannon got here to give me a hand to put these up, I would got to the point where it was getting ridiculous wind again, so we just back the scissor lift up a sheet further back after we put one up. Lift it up, and you could sort of walk it around, turn it around and line it up against the ones you already had done, which made it a hell of a lot easier. And then you just slid it over into place, and I moved the scissor lift and he held it while I whacked a screw in, and then we went from there. But yeah, 85 feet of fucking iron done, 32 foot high. All in a matter of, I think that's taken about 8 or 9 hours. I think it was about 5:30 this morning I started. Bloody wind. Doesn't get any shorter either. It's a fucking long way up there. So anyway, don't quite know how we'll get on trying to attempt the next part. There is a little bit of a push on because the scissor lift is either disappearing Sunday, or if I can talk him into picking it up Monday, being a public holiday, that would give me a little bit extra time, but I'm sort of running out of time anyway. So I've got that done. Yesterday afternoon I got the majority of one of the tracking sections up. Just got to do a few alterations and weld a bit more up on it, and then I can start on the next one. So 3 more of them to go. You can see it up there, clamped up fairly well. Could have almost got away without welding it on actually. It clamped up nicely, that nice. But anyway. Want to try and get them up. Fascia purling's up, the guttering and the flashing and the guttering up. As much of that end wall as possible, which kind of is impossible when you're 5 purlins short. But even if we start at this end and work our way back, because I'm hoping Saturday and Sunday I might be able to get 1 pack of iron each end on opposite sides up. Then the rest of it I can pretty much do without the scissor lift being here, in theory. Anyway, see how we go. Roof sheet time. Try to anyway. Only got the scissor lift for probably until tomorrow afternoon maybe, so plan is to try and get the package end on opposing sides up. I don't know what's in this, whether it's 19 sheets or something, but that's what I made to lift the bloody things with, because otherwise it's physically impossible. They just end up looking like a corrugated water tank at about 8 foot. So I whipped them up the morning that the truck was coming, and just welded a chain link on the back of the hay forks, 9 metre truck ratchet strap load binder. And that worked rather successfully, so made an extension for the work platform. I'm just not real keen about this breeze picking up a bit though. It's only meant to be light wind today. So the work platform now will sit at 9 metres. So I should be able to sit these on there and without them bending, hopefully. And with a bit of luck, whilst I've got the scissor lift here anyway, get some sheets up on, so I've got something to work off of. Well, a handful of Panadine Fort, box of tech screws, can of fly spray and some fucking air guard for the flying ants. Bloody flying ants there was up there. And that's the first 46 foot knocked out. 1 pack of iron, 4 packs per side. Oh, fuck me. So about to make a start on the other end, on this side. And just want to try and at least get both sides started while I've still got the scissor lift here. Still got that section of wall to go as well. But once I'm done, I can either use a ladder to get up there, or I'll just build a little stack of hay bales that I can scurry up. But works quite well putting them on the extension on the man basket, the work platform, whatever the hell you want to call it. Because then I can just keep moving the tubby along. I think we moved it about 4 times there. So you're not dragging sheets from arsehole to breakfast time constantly. I've just got to drag them up there. These ones on this side are a bit shorter because you don't have that slight overhang. So it's about 200mm in it, roughly. But well, it's actually more than 46 foot because that's overlapped up that one. That was 19 sheets in that pack, I think. So we'll see what happens, how much I can get done, how windy it bloody gets. But I should be able to get into this hopefully fairly early in the morning. I might be able to make a start. Kind of figure if it if I don't get it done, doesn't matter if the iron sits in here on the man basket, it can just stay here if there's only half a pack left or something, depending on how windy it gets. So I think the next pack on the pile, because they were alternating packs, I thought they might have all been the longer ones on the bottom of the truck and the slightly shorter ones sitting on top, but no. They packed them 1 of each, so I am pretty sure, although I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me. 6 one half and the other half a dozen of the other as to which one's left. But anyway, knocked up another little invention on the impact driver this morning. 2-cent bloody invention. So I'll show you that in a second. So we're into it again. Now, you can get roofing tech screw guns, or you used to be able to. Ramset used to make them. There is a flash thing, but you need their own bloody branded Buildex screws or something to use in it. Can't use anything else, and they only sell their screws to Bunnings now apparently. So unless you want to buy them in little packs of 50 or 100, that's out of the question. So I was kind of looking, went to Total Tools looking for something with a stopper. Couldn't find jack shit. Oh, everyone just uses impact drivers. Yeah, that's all well and good, but you can still overscrew them. So how do you fix that? Well, we've got that one just started, purely because I couldn't hold this, screw that at the same time. So I'll show you what I did with my 1-cent invention. Bit of 1/2-inch poly pipe. You can only screw them so far. So that is how you fix that. So this is another pack of 19. This is version number 3 too. First one was prototype on the M18. Second one, it probably needs a whisker ground off it to disengage the screws, just so you don't pull them in a little bit too far and squash the rubbers a bit too much. But yes, how far I get, I don't know. 3 sheets up so far. But anyway, need some more screws. So off we go.